Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Alright, the whole thing that was going on with YouTube and my computer and my webcam, that's all dealt with. It's back to what it was before. Oh, I just saw episode 6 of another. Oh my god. The episode itself wasn't too bad. This episode was called Face to Face. And basically what occurs is obviously now Koichi and Mei Misaki, they are known as. See, they explain this curse. Basically, to counteract this curse that's going on, curse is basically saying every person's going to die each month, starting in May till the end of the year, of the school year. And to counteract this, they pick one student to be non-existent. So they don't talk to this person, they don't know this person, they're non-existent. Okay, and basically Koichi is the second person that's going to be non-existent, along with Misaki. So they're like in the same boat, what have you. And basically the episode entails, he's over her house, and going on about, I mean, before that happens, actually, there's this conversation that the main students, the one that's part of that committee, are having about him and saying that, oh, it wouldn't have mattered if we told him anyway, and besides, it's not him because his hands aren't cold. But still, that Akizawa. So he's actually, most of the episode entails him he's staying with Misaki at her place one day, and they're talking, about it, about the curse, and so on and so forth. And he's introduced to her mother and everything, so. And she, at one point, she looks at him and says, congratulations for joining the club. The non-existent club. So, that's the whole point of that. And then we go from that to. Wow, it's 4:37 already. Go from that to. I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, he's in school, and he's obviously being ignored. There's this one scene where he's imagining him and Misaki are dancing while everyone's doing their test. It was so funny. But anyway, and he's like, yeah, and basically it's lunchtime, and he's asking her, oh, about that picture you drew and everything. So he goes with her to the art room, and everyone in the art club is so surprised. Oh, Misaki's back! Yay! Everyone's Misaki! Let's enjoy, have the. And the kid from class 3 bumps in, and he's like, oh, can everybody come with me for a minute? It's like, forget about it. And that's the whole point of it. Now, also in this episode that happened, and she's showing her the pictures of the art room, and then there's another conversation that he has with the librarian, and he explains that about the whole thing about the curse, and he was the homeroom teacher. He was the homeroom teacher that started 26 years ago. And he did something. He doesn't say what he did, but he did something, and he's guilty of it. And he feels guilt. Half of him feels guilt, half of him feels fear, and that was the whole bit on that. And you see that when the person that they designed to be non-existent, or the person that dies, their name reappears after they graduate. It's very weird, but he said that this thing they do, where, he's non-existent. It's not foolproof. Some years it works, and some years it doesn't work, and people die. So pretty much that's the gist of it, and he also finds out that his mother she died in this town, which means the curse hit her when she was in here, and she died giving birth to him, Koichi. And, I think I forgot who it is there at the house. It has his grandpa and his grandma, and I think that girl is his aunt or sister. And she says, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she says, "It happened in the summer." So, also there's another thing with a conversation between his father, and he says, "Oh, he remembered that supposedly he did go to that school at some other time." But the real shocker of this episode was towards the end, when they're all in this class, and then all of a sudden the homeroom teacher comes in, the guy who teaches them. And he's like, "I'm sorry, I was going to get you to the end of the term by class, and now it's too late." And he opens up the bag, and he takes out a fucking knife, and that's how it ends. And I saw the preview of that. Oh, God. Holy shit. I saw the preview, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'll say this straight up as I possibly can. Anyone who watches next week's of another and isn't shocked by what occurs, you need to get your head checked. Because this show is ridiculous. First of all, how can you ignore a person? They just tell him, "Oh, she's not there." She's not there. She's dead. She's dead to us. She's dead to us. That's gonna solve the problem? That's gonna battle this curse? She's dead to us. So therefore, yeah, it's all good. But this episode was actually a lot normal than it was leading it on to be. And I'm glad it was a lot normal, because I don't think I could deal with any more crazy deaths. But next week's episode, we're going to have a crazy death. Okay. And I tell you now, this show is... it's ridiculous. It's like... What other shit can happen in this show? I curse you, Yokorama Game Talk. It's because of you. You tell me about this show. You were saying about it. You say you didn't like the intro, but then I started watching and I decided to review it, and I'm like, no. Next week's episode is going to be like, if any... You know what's funny? I can only imagine if a teacher ever did that. Killed themselves right in front of the classroom. I'm like, he's taking out a knife, and I'm like, what? No way. I'm sorry I'm freaking out, but it's like, what? He's gonna kill himself in front... Because that's what they said. The person who didn't want to go... One year, a person didn't want to go through it, and he snapped, and he killed himself. And that's what happens. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy, his homeroom teacher, is going to kill himself in front of his students. If any professor or teacher did that in front of, a class, I would be like, what? Crazy fucking show. This episode, I'll give a 3 out of 5. And, it was good and all. A lot of interesting facts were brought up. Interesting things were brought up to it. So it's like, oh, he's gonna kill himself. I got a knife. Blood all over the place. I'm like, what? Oh my god. It's like, why? Oh, but But this episode was pretty damn good though, considering, because obviously you've a lot of things were brought up. So, but you gotta be kidding me. I saw this. If anyone who sees that preview and is not appalled by it, there's something wrong with you. I could not believe that ending. If I see next week's episode of another, I'm probably gonna shit myself. But anyway, this is Bankai 922. Another episode, episode 6. This show is fucking ridiculous. Episode 6, Face to Face. See you guys later.